Hello. Today we are going to be talking about gang violence and how it arises through the biological and sociological effects. We are going to focus on peer pressure and social learning theory as part of the sociological approach. We are also going to be talking about somatotypings and neurophysiological aspects, for example extroversion.
Constitutional psychology is a theory developed in the 1940s by American psychologist William Herbert Sheldon, associating body types with human temperament types. Sheldon proposed that the human physique be classed according to the relative contribution of three fundamental elements, somatotypes named after the three germ layers of embryonic development. The ectomorphic type, characterized by long and thin muscles, limbs and low fat storage, usually referred to as slim. The mesomorphic type, characterized by medium bones, solid torso, low fat levels, wide shoulders with a narrow waist, usually referred to as muscular. And finally, endomorphic, characterized by increased fat storage, a wide waist and large bone structure, usually referred to as fat. The trait of extroversion-introversion is a central dimension of human personality. Extroverts tend to be gregarious, assertive, and interested in seeking out excitement. Introverts, in contrast, tend to be more reserved, less outgoing, and less sociable. They are not necessarily loners, but they tend to have fewer numbers of friends. Introversion does not describe social discomfort, but rather social preference. An introvert may not be shy, but may merely prefer less social activities. Ambiversion is a balance of extrovert and introvert characteristics. This type of trait has been used in a theory developed by Hans Eysenck to try to explain the nature of gang violence.
A psychologist called Hans Eysenck, he believed that most criminal behavior was a result of certain environmental conditions that had effects on the nervous system. According to Hans, extroversion is a main personality trait found in most criminals. Extroverts tend to need a great deal of stimulation and change. This leads to be impulsive, which could lead them to committing crimes.
Here's an example of extroversion taking place. Can we go outside, man? Can we do this?
Yeah, alright, cool, man.
So what do you want to do, man?
I don't know, bro. Shanice was having a party or something still tonight.
Oh, allow that, man. She's having a party, allow it, man. Don't want to do that. Hey, look at that, you.
Yeah, what about him still?
Can we check him?
Nah, come on, man, allow it.
What, you shook?
Nah, I'm just not on this hype, innit?
Come, man, come. Hey, bruv, give me your phone. You see that? See how easy that is?
And as you can see in the video that we just saw, all these theories link up together because you could also see a slight bit of peer pressure as well as the extroversion occurring in the video.
Social learning theory is derived from the work of Albert Bandura, which proposed that social learning occurred through four main stages of imitation: close contact, imitation of superiors, understanding of concepts, and role model behavior. This theory incorporates aspects of behavioral and cognitive learning. Behavioral learning assumes that people's environment cause people to behave in certain ways. Cognitive learning presumes that psychological factors are important for influencing how one behaves. Social learning suggests a combination of environmental and psychological factors influence behavior. Social learning theory outlines 3 requirements for people to learn and model behavior. These include retention, remembering what one observed, reproduction, ability to reproduce the behavior, and motivation to want to adopt the behavior.
Social learning theory is derived by the work of Bandura. This consists of 4 stages. In the example we just saw, we could clearly see 2 of these stages, and those are close contact and role model behavior. The behavior of the aggressor can then be imitated and replicated. When people consistently see crime or are surrounded by it, they are more likely to do it. The example we just saw also links the social learning theory with the idea of peer pressure. We can see the aggressor putting pressure on his peer to follow him in committing the crime.
Peer pressure refers to the influence exerted by a peer group in encouraging a person to change his or her attitudes, values, or behavior in order to conform to group norms. Social groups affected include membership groups, when the individual is formally a member, for example political party or trade union, or a social clique. A person affected by peer pressure may or may not want to belong to these groups. They may also recognize dissociative groups with which they would not wish to associate, and thus they behave adversely concerning that group's behavior. In young people, youth peer pressure is considered as one of the most frequently referred to forms of peer pressure. It is particularly common because most youth spend large amounts of time in fixed groups, regardless of their opinion of those groups. In addition to this, they may lack the maturity to handle pressure from friends. Also, young people are more willing to behave negatively towards those who are not members of their own peer groups. If one is involved with a group of people that act antisocially or act in a violent manner, one might feel pressured to follow suit to avoid feeling excluded from the group. Sometimes the child is pressuring themselves. They feel like they need to be in this group to be cool or in.
In conclusion, we understand that both these approaches are interspersed with each other.
And we can see that no one single approach is perfect.
And they all play a relevant part in the explanation of gang violence.
Thanks for watching.